Everyone, Michelle here from Scrappy Soul Sister, and I am working on my second layout for Pear Tree Cut File for April, and I am using this cute little A for April cut file, and I love the large letters, and I've had a couple different thoughts on how I wanted to do it, if I wanted to do like a mixed media but I think I am just going to use patterned paper to fill my cut file. And I really like this gardenia collection. I've just gotten bits and pieces lately, mostly in their grab box that they had a few months ago or several months ago now. And so I'm thinking about this paper. I pulled a couple others. I like that as well, but I really do want to be able to use some florals for the embellishments. And I thought this would be cool too if I did the April in the center. So it kind of has the bullseye, but I don't know if it would be. And I could, try as much as I can to cut it out of the center and then do an offset so that it would cover the cut marks and then the flowers. Maybe I will try that. So it's either going to be this or this. And I do like that. But I think I'm going to use this. So I'll cut this out. So I'll go ahead and probably go ahead and use white. I might do the April in something different, but definitely the backing will be the target. I'll do an offset and see if I can get it somewhat centered. So let me go cut this and see where we're at.
I was pretty successful with cutting this out. I was really happy with how this worked out. I did create the offset in black and then used a light blue for the April. But I am really happy with this. So the picture I'm using is for some puppies that my husband and I have a deposit on one of these puppies. They were just born on Tuesday, April 14th or April, I think we're calling it April 15th. And so I'm very, very excited to be a puppy mom again. And so I'm taking a look through this collection. I think I'm going to try to do some flowers according to the colors in the background. And I'm trying to figure out where I want the photo since the cut file is a pretty good size and it's right in the center. I know the photo is going to cover up part of the large A, and that's fine. It's pretty implied. I think people get it. And so I am going to go ahead and leave it in the bottom left there. And I am also going to add the word litter uh, below April. So it's going to be April Litter is my title. And I think I'm going to put it on one of those purple tags that I showed you just a few moments ago. I'm trying to decide, do I want to use gold or do I want to use black? And I'm going to go ahead and use black to spell out litter on that purple tag. So you'll see that here in a moment, the finished product. There it is. And so I am going to uh, play with it a little bit as far as do I want like flowers all around the whole thing, but I decided to do it just on the bottom left and the top right. Now I've taken a notebook punch and gone around the whole top to kind of mimic some of those black um, accents in the pattern. I think those are more like film strip but I didn't have a punch that would work for that, so I went with my handy dandy notebook punch. I'm going to go ahead and add those doilies to the left and upper right. And I do pop them up just a little bit on the exterior so I can tuck some flowers underneath. And I am also going to use just a little bit of purple flowers to tie into the pink above and to tie that purple tag in to that cluster. But it is still going to be just one kind of good sized cluster. It's not going to go around the whole letter. So this gardenia collection has so many beautiful flowers. I'm glad that I was able to pick it up. This collection came out before I really knew anything about 49 and Market products. So I'm glad that I was able to catch the tail end of it. And so going to go ahead and use quite a bit of orange flowers over to the left, as well as one or two red flowers. And I have a lot of the floral portions popped up a little bit, but the leaves are going to lay flat. So and there is a picture, it kind of keeps popping in and out of the litter. Now, Claire had four boys and a girl, and they are mini Bernedoodles, is the breed of dog or type of dog. And so they are mostly black and brown and white, and then the one little girl is black and white. So cute, cute, cute. I'm excited to see their pictures as they grow. And there's a little red flower coming in there. And I'm sorry, I do decide to add some more of the black and white strip to kind of go with the frame. Now that word phrase does go away, but I do keep the kind of banner tails and add a little bit more up in that uh, pinkish red cluster as well. So I also add a few little buttons that I have from the collection. And I'm really liking how this is coming so far. Not only are we happy, because it's definitely a happy layout, happy for puppies, but also happy for spring and just that kind of new blossomy feel of the outdoors. And I'm playing again with those diagonal uh, striped pieces. And so I'm going to add just a little bit to the tag. So it just kind of hangs off to the right up there. And of course, I just yesterday broke my corner punch. And so I am doing the best I can just to kind of give it that rounded look. And I think I did okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get that on. I did clip off, you saw part of that tag. And now I have added my journaling. Now, currently I have it angled. I do decide that that bothers me a little bit. And so somewhere through this process, you'll see that journaling straighten up. I did use my Pocket Life app to create the journaling. So that's a really easy way to do it. And then I just use either, a piece of cardstock or just the back of photo paper to print that out. So I'm finalizing that little banner piece. I'm going to add that. I'm going to add just a little bit more greenery down below. You'll see I've added a green butterfly. I'm also going to add a couple other butterflies once I get this banner piece figured out the way I like it. And I didn't have an orange butterfly. In fact, I think the butterflies that I have are mostly purples and blues in this collection. And I could if I have plenty of other collections with butterflies I could have dug and found the right colors. But I decide to just go with black and white butterflies, and so that works okay. Now I'm taking a look at this blue piece. I don't go forward with that. I'm checking to see is there any little banner pieces or tags I want to add to the left. And I change my mind on that, and there you see the butterflies start to come in. And then for the word phrases, I decide to go with these book plates. So I have one above my puppy picture, and then I will add one below April litter as well. And I think I might add another flower or two just to beef up that section over to the left. And then once I add my butterflies, I will also add some rhinestones. I just go with black rhinestones to their centers. So if you haven't checked out the cut files for April, they're all adorable. And April is just kind of a transition month, and so there's a lot of different different vibes, different themes going on, and so. But I enjoy these large letter ones, and she does them for every month. And so, for a year of scrapbooking, it's just a great way to transition from one month to the next. You can add as many pictures as you want because you can definitely do kind of film strip looking deals, or you can do pictures along the top and the bottom. So there's just lots of uses for these cut files. So I'm adding some white, spla- uh, white splatters, and I'm also going to add some black. And other than that, this cut file is mostly complete. And so you'll see I covered up my journaling and my pictures for my splatters just because those are two things that I definitely don't want to get splatters on. And I still haven't turned my journaling, but you'll see that I will do that for the close-ups. Now, I don't know if I left it in. I did get Despite covering my picture, I did get a little black spot on the bottom portion of that picture, and so I do come in and cover that with leaves. So thanks for watching. Hit like or subscribe. I appreciate your support. Have a great day and check out Pear Tree Cut Files. They have lots of fun stuff. Thanks, everyone.